Hello, Silverado math students. This is Miss Dean, your math teacher. I hope you recognize me, even though I'm so money, I don't even know it. I am just trying to entertain you because I know everyone is bored, and I obviously am bored. I might be losing it, but no one will ever know. So what we're going to do is, well, first I want to welcome you to week 5. You guys have made it this far. That is awesome. If you're just now starting to work, I will help you get through this, help you get some credits. All you have to do is let me know what you need, and you need to try. That's all you have to do to get your credits. So one student already asked me how to round decimals, so I'm going to show you how to round decimals to the nearest tenths and the nearest hundredths. So I'm going to share my screen, and you can see how exactly I can help someone. So all they said is, I need help rounding decimals. So what I did is, so when I go to their account, I can see which topics you are working on. So remember, don't just log in, you have to actually work, and I can see what you're doing. So it's actually helpful for you. So I click on the students and I see, oh, okay, so they got it right, but they were still struggling. So I look at the last one that they missed, I click on it, and I see, okay, the answer that they said it was the right answer. So you are rounding that to the nearest tenth. So then I can say, oh, this student's having trouble with the tenths place. So then I am going to go ahead and show you how to solve that. It's very important where the decimal is. So I'll put it in between the 5 and the 6, and then that tells me where all the places are. So if I start from the decimal and go to the right, all these end in THS. So I'm going to write THS. That's my cat, Kingston. So if you look to the right of the decimal, so here's the decimal, all the ones to the right, those will end in THS. So the first one after the decimal, still my cat, is the tenths place. If you know these, you can fast forward. I'm just going to write these down. So if you don't know them, you can write them down with me. So this is the tenths. After that is the hundredths. My cat loves to do math. Hundredths. And then the thousandths. Then in the other direction, to the left of the decimal, it's exactly the same, just no THS, and it has a ones place. So it goes from the left of the decimal, it goes ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So now we have all the places. So what we're working on mainly are the tenths and the hundredths, the tenths and the hundredths. So the problem that the student has was round to the nearest tenths place. We're going to round to the tenths. So the problem that they had was 0.887. It may not have had the 0 in front, but you can always put a 0 in front. Okay, so we're going to find out which one of those is actually in the tenths place. That's our first job. Whoa, magic. So if we look at our chart, to the right of the decimal is the 6. That's the tenths place. So it's 1 to the right after the decimal, and that's an 8. So now after that, our final answer is only going to go through that digit. So I'm going to put a little line here because it's going to cut off after that. There will be nothing written after that. So if I look at the digit after the tenths place, which is another 8, if that number is 5 or higher, you're going to round up by 1. So this 8, the only possibility, the first 8, is it could stay an 8 or it could go up by 1. So in this case, since the second one is 5 or higher, it goes up by 1. So this 8 then becomes a 9. And like I said, everything to the right of it is dropped off. And then you just write everything in front the same. So that would be 0.9 or 0.9. Let's try another one. So we'll still do the tenths place. And this one is 23.571. So I'm going for the tenths place. So first, tell me which one is the tenths place. No pencil. Yes, pencil. You were right. The tens place is the 5. So after the decimal, 1 place. So the tens place is the 5. So I'm going to make a little mark right here. And I'm going to look behind the 5. It's 5 or bigger, right? So this 5 goes up to a 6. The rest of it drops off, and you just write what's in front of it. And then that's your answer to the nearest tenths. So it only goes to the tens place, then nothing else. Let's try one more with the tens place. So I'll erase this first one. And let's try this. 154, so 154.64. So if I want the tenths place, I look for the decimal. Look for the decimal. 1 after it is the tenths place. So the tenths place is the number 6. So this one is the tenths place. So I make a line. And now I look after it. Oh my gosh, it's smaller than 5. So 5 or bigger, it rounds up 1. Smaller stays the same. Never goes down. So smaller, 4 is smaller than 5. So the 6 stays the same. Boom. And then everything else stays the same and the rest drops off. So that is to the nearest tenths place. So now you're asking, what about hundredths? I'm glad you asked that. So I'm going to erase all of this. Please talk amongst yourselves. Okay, let's do it. So this now is the hundredths place. Hundredths. Remember, it's THS, so it's to the right of the decimal. So let's take another one of the students' problems, which was 30.15. Oops. 156. So we want the hundredths place. So the first one after the decimal is tenths. The second one is hundredths. So here's the decimal. The first one is the tenths. Second one's hundredths. So 5 is in the hundredths place. So let's block that off. So after the 5 is 6, which is 5 or higher. So does that go up or stay the same? 5 or higher goes up. So this 5 then becomes a 6. Everything in front stays the same. Okay, last example. If you have 0.2644, again, we want the nearest hundredths place. So which digit is in the hundredths place? Is it 0, 2, 6, 4, or the other 4? You're right, it is the 6. So remember, a decimal goes tenths, hundredths. Tenths, hundredths. So the 6, I underline it. That's what we're going to keep. Line behind it. So I look after the 6. Is that 4? Ooh, that's smaller than 4. So it's going to stay the same. It's going to stay the same. If it's smaller, it stays the same. So it can only stay the same or go up. It's smaller than 5, so it stays the same. So that 6 stays a 6. And everything in front stays the same. And then whatever was after that line, bye-bye. So there was your refresher on how to round to the nearest tenths and hundredths. If you need to know the nearest whole number or any other digits, let me know. If you have questions about anything else, just let me know. You can leave a note in the comments on Google Classroom, or if I turn them on here, you can leave a comment or question there, and I will make as many videos for you as you need, no matter how much I have to embarrass myself. I do this out of love for you. So keep going. Don't give up. I know this is a tough time right now, but we've got this, and I do care about you, and I'm going to help you however you need me to help you get through your math class. Videos, links, Zoom. You can make an appointment with me, and I will do a personal Zoom, a group Zoom, whatever you need. So Silverado math students, hang in there, and I will see you in Google Classroom. Okay, bye-bye. No, really, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, old people problems. I'll figure this out. Okay. Gotcha. Bye. Okay, bye. No, really.